Well, Paul, thank you for taking the time and supporting us on this open day. Hopefully you and your team found it very useful.
It's really useful, thank you.
Yeah. Did you get to speak to many people about?
Loads of
Yeah.
people. So Sunday kept talking from the moment I arrived until the last person went. And the same today. We're expecting it to be a bit quieter on the Monday, but we still had lots of interest. It's been fantastic.
Oh,
So
excellent.
thank you very much.
So I know we've had people with different PMRs who are thinking of moving to PharmacyX. What kind of feedback have you had from them once they've seen what the program does compared to the PMRs they're using at the moment, and what's going to drive their change?
Well, they can, as soon as they see PharmacyX, they can see that it's a PMR that's been designed with robots in mind. All the other PMRs are all using robots as an afterthought. They've got it's an add-on to the end. You need to map the codes. There's all sorts of issues. So it's been really sort of good for me when the conversations when I start talking to somebody who's already using a robot. I can just, because I've used the robots myself since 2011, I can start talking to them about the codes, and I open up and say, you know the problem you have with codes, and they go, oh yes, that goes away with PharmacyX because we're working at the same level with the DMD. There's no mapping, we just go straight into the robot. And then with the stock control, making sure that the stock is accurate. And one of the other game changers is the problem you have with a robot and with other PMRs is that you start dispensing for a patient, you need to get 7 items, only 4 items comes out. You've got to wait, and then you realize that they haven't come out. Then you need to order those missing items, but you still got a basket with some of the products and some of the labels, and you've got to wait for tomorrow for the stock to come in. With PharmacyX, all that goes away because the system tells you which patients you can dispense to that's already got all the stock. So you just dispense to the people where all the stock is, and at the end of the day, the robot knows where you haven't got the stock. It tells PharmacyX we haven't got the stock, and we'll automatically order it automatically in the background. It comes in the next day. When fed into the robot stock syncs. Those patients turn to green to say that we've got all the stock. Makes it so much easier for the dispensers.
So I understand you've got a queuing system set up or will be available in your PMR?
Yes. So what that is all about trying to reduce the downtime. Whenever you use any robots, you try to do the first production, you've got to wait for the robot to wake up, pick the stock. Even with your robot, there's a slight delay, not much of a delay, but just a delay before that first lot of stock comes down. It comes down, and then you dispense it, you choose the second patient, a delay while they're waiting for the other stock. So with our new program, you would get the stock for patient A, you get the stock for patient A. As soon as you scan the stock for patient A, the robot already starts picking for patient B. So by the time you've scanned and labeled and you bagged up the stock for patient A, the stock for patient B is already there. You get patient B, scan the first part for patient B, starts packing for patient C. So there's no downtime on the robot. The robot is picking. The rate limiting step becomes how fast your dispenser can scan and put the labels on the box, which means it's a very fast, very efficient process.
Okay. Been a little bit cheeky since you've been working with robots for longer than I have, and you've dealt with all the other robots. What are the biggest difference and changes have you seen in robot technology over the last 20 years?
I think that's a leading question.
Absolutely.
Because I've had my BD robot since 2011. I've used it with ProScript. I've used a VMAX. I've used a smart robot. I've used it with different PMR systems. I've used it as hub and spoke in the past. But I don't think there's been any change with those robots. Whereas the technology that you've got with your new picking arm, that's the first time I've seen some advance on robot technology.
Oh, excellent. I know we've got our first implementation happening in a couple of weeks in
looking
Sheffield,
forward to it.
And hopefully there'll be more after that. So really looking forward that we're going to do a lot more business together.
Great, me too.
Again, thank you for coming along and appreciate the time you spent with us.
Thanks, Amrik. Appreciate it. Thank you.